Hi everyone, welcome to Edutap and welcome to the video. So today we are going to discuss another important topic under ARD Simplified Series, which is problematic soil. So why I am saying it is an important topic? Because question have been asked from this in your examination. So if we see 2024 mains examination, there was a paragraph based question from this particular topic, and there were 2-3 questions directly asked from problematic soil. So it's very important for us to cover this topic, right, and to understand what all we have to learn under this problematic soil, so that if in future question is asked, how to answer these questions, right? So this is the importance of this particular topic, and let us understand today in this particular lecture what are these problematic soils, different types of problematic soils, and how do we manage them, right? So this is the flow of lecture, and let's start by understanding what are problematic soils. Now, I have been talking a lot about importance of soil for agriculture. We know soil is a very important resource of agriculture because all your plant growth and development depend on soil. It depends on amount of nutrient that is present on soil. It depends on amount of water that is present in soil. It depends on physical, chemical, biological property of soil, right? It depends on amount of organic matter that is present in soil. So you can understand that soil is a very important resource. In order to maximize our yield, in order to maximize our crop growth, we need to take care of the soil, right? But sometimes in few soil there are some problems, okay, and these soils are called problematic soils. Problems like what? Sometimes in few soils salts are accumulated, okay, there is a heavy accumulations of salt. Now when this happens, in few soils this salt accumulation happens, these particular soils are called as salt affected soil, okay, and these salt affected soil are problematic soil because they are not fertile, they are not productive enough in order to support growth and development of our crop plants, right? So students, what are salt affected soil? I have told you that in few soils where salts are dominating, okay, rather than nutrients, salts are dominating, okay, so these are called salt affected soil. And you know, here in this particular soil, the soil fertility is low. Because a high amount of salt reduces the soil fertility, it reduces the availability of nutrient to the plant, hence reducing soil fertility, right? It reduces crop yield. Soil fertility is reduced, soil nutrients are reduced, so again it will ultimately impact your crop yield, right? And also this lead to the reduce in soil structure, means this lead to the poor soil structure, which again do not support your crop growth and development. So this particular type of soil is commonly seen in arid and semi arid region, okay. So ये जो salt affected soil है, ये कहाँ पे ज्यादा देखी जाती है? ये देखी जाती है arid and semi arid regions में. क्यों होता है ऐसा? So students, जो ये salt affected soil है, ये problem जो arise होती है, it arises due to climatic condition, ठीक है? So what usually happens, how these salt affected soils are formed? So in particular soil, if we have salts, okay, now there are two type of environmental condition, okay, like for say this is region A, this is region B, right? So in region A there are some amount of salt present in soil. In region B there are some amount of salt present in soil, right? But in region A there is enough rainfall. There is enough rainfall that happens, right? So rainfall will happen. What will happen? The water will go inside the soil, and this water will dissolve the salt, and these salts will leach down into soil profile, right? But if I talk about region B, here there is a limited rainfall first of all, okay. So the water is not enough to wash off the soil, and as there is a limited rainfall, so here what will happen? There will be high evaporation. Okay, temperature is high, rainfall is not happening, right? Temperature will be high, evaporation will be high. So whatever salt that is present in soil, okay, it will come out, it will come on the surface along with water. Water will get evaporated and salts will remain deposited here, okay, it will remain deposited here, and all your salts will come to the surface, right? So salts will come to the surface, and so there will be problem of excess of salts in our top soil, and hence this soil become problematic, hence this soil become salt affected soil. Right? So I hope now you understand how the problem of salt affected soil arises. Okay, it arises due to low rainfall in the area where, because see, in arid and semi-arid region, the problem is that there is a low rainfall. Due to low rainfall, the salt do not wash off, and due to evaporation, whatever moisture that is present in soil, along with that, this salt will come to the surface of soil. Water will evaporate and salt will remain on the surface, and hence increasing the concentration of salt on the top layer of the soil, and hence the soil become unproductive, the soil become salt affected, right? So these are your problematic soil and how they are formed. Now let us understand what are different types of problematic soil, because based on the salts, based on the salts or chemicals that are present in soil, we have different types of soil, salt affected soil. Right? So what are these? We have saline soil. Okay, there are three types of salt affected soil. First we have is saline soil. Then we have sodic or alkaline soil. Okay, alkaline soil are also called as sodic soil. So you can say saline, sodic soil or alkaline soil, same thing. And then we have saline sodic soil. So these are three types of salt affected soil. Okay, now how this classification is made, again based on the type of salt that is present in that particular soil. Okay, जिस तरीके का salt present होगा उस basis पे ये classification किया गया है. Right? Now let us understand one by one about all these problematic soil and their management, how to manage this soil. Right? So students, let's talk about saline soil first. Okay, now before discussing about these soil, I wanted to discuss about few things, that is EC, pH and ESP. What are these terminologies? What are these basically, right? So if I talk about EC is basically electrical conductivity. Okay, it is what? It is electrical conductivity. Now students, how this electrical conductivity is measured? Basically, what is this? What this say to us? What this signifies? Electrical conductivity is basically it basically denotes or tell us the amount of salt that is present in soil. ठीक है, कितना amount salt present है soil में, that is denoted, that is measured through measuring the electrical conductivity. Now for say this is a container. Okay, here we have soil solution. Okay, in this container we have soil solution. This is container A, this is container B for say. ठीक है. So students, what we do, we pass electricity through these containers. Okay, we pass electricity through these container, and in soil where the amount of salt will be high, ठीक है, जिन soil में salt का concentration ज़्यादा होगा, वहाँ पे electrical conductivity ज़्यादा होगी, क्योंकि ज़्यादा electricity pass होगी, right? For say A में concentration ज़्यादा है, B में concentration कम है, salts का A में, these are salts, right? A में concentration ज़्यादा है, B में concentration कम है, तो electrical conductivity ज़्यादा होगी A की, because here more amount of salt are present, right? And salts will conduct more in electricity, right? In B, hence as concentration of salt is less, so it will have low electrical conductivity. So with this, I wanted to tell you that what is electrical conductivity? It tells us the measure of amount or concentration of salt present in that particular soil. क्लियर? ये क्या बताता है कि कितना सॉल्ट प्रेजेंट है, कितना अमाउंट में सॉल्ट प्रेजेंट है किसी पर्टिकुलर सॉइल में. ठीक है, सो दैट इज योर इलेक्ट्रिकल conductivity. Now let's move ahead and let's understand about next thing, which is pH. Okay, what is pH? pH is basically the activity of hydronium ion. Okay, so what we understand by pH, we do not have to go into that detail or that scientific explanation to what actually is the thing behind pH. हमें सिर्फ ये समझना है कि pH हमें बताता है कि how acidic or how basic any particular thing is, right? So if pH is less than 7, neutral pH is 7. Okay, neutral pH is 7. If pH is less than 7, it is considered acidic. If pH is more than 7, it is considered basic. And so if anything have pH more than 7, that is considered as basic. Clear? That is considered as basic. So this is the pH. This is the importance of pH. Then we have ESP. ESP is what? ESP is exchangeable sodium percentage. What is this? Exchangeable sodium percentage. This tells us amount of sodium present in soil. Okay. if more amount of sodium is present in the soil, exchangeable sodium percentage will be more, because there is more amount of sodium for exchange. Understand this thing, right? If ESP is less, that shows there is less amount of sodium present in soil, because ESP, which is exchangeable sodium percentage, is less. So students, we calculate these things in order to know which type of soil is which type of problematic soil do we have, right? So if I talk about saline soil, coming back to the type of soil, if I talk about saline soil, in saline soil there are high soluble salt content. Okay, here what kind of salts we are talking about? We are talking about chlorides and sulfates of sodium, calcium and magnesium. Okay, in any particular soil where there is high amount of chloride or sulfates of sodium, calcium and magnesium, that is called as saline soil. Okay, now students, for saline soil, electrical conductivity is more than 4 decisimon per meter. Decisimon per meter is basically the measurement of electrical, it is the unit of electrical conductivity in which it is measured, right? So for saline soil, electrical conductivity is more than 4. Clear? Why it is happening so? Because salts are present here. Salts are present. More salts are present, electrical conductivity will be more. So it is more than 4.4, 4. Then we have pH. pH is less than 8.5. It's not less than 7. It's between basically 7.5 to 8.5. Okay. So it's not less than 7, because if it will be less than 7, it will be not a salt affected soil. Okay, as salts are dominating, so it will be between 7.5 to 8.5. And exchangeable sodium percentage is less than 15%, because here sodium is not freely present, it is present as a chloride and sulfate. Okay, it is present in the form of chlorides and sulfate. Clear? So hence ESP, exchangeable sodium percentage, is less than 15%. Clear? So these are the things that you have to learn, because from here only the question was asked to you in your examination. Clear? So you have to learn what is EC, pH and ESP of saline soil. I have told you how to learn that. More amount of salt ज़्यादा होगा, electrical conductivity ज़्यादा होगी, right? ESP कम होगा क्योंकि free sodium कम है, right? अगर हम pH की बात करें, it is less than 7.5 to 8. It is in between 7.5 to 8.5. That is less than 8.5. Clear? चलो, क्या क्या इफेक्ट होते हैं इस saline soil के? Basically it hinder water uptake by plant. Okay, so there will be more amount of salt present, so there will be more osmotic stress. Okay, I have to talk about osmotic potential in the previous lecture already, right? So ज़्यादा osmotic stress होगा, water uptake will be impacted. Okay, so that will lead to water scarcity to the plant, right? Then nutrient imbalance, there will be few nutrients which will be not available in that particular condition, so that will cause nutrient imbalance for the crop plant. So now how do we manage these saline soil? So students, we do leaching. What is leaching? We apply excess irrigation. We give excess irrigation in such soil so that all salt get dissolved in water and it get leached down into soil profile, right? So that is one management technique. Another thing is, again, if we can improve drainage, in that particular soil, that will again drain excess salt from the soil profile, right? Now, how can we improve drainage? Again, we can add organic manure for that. Okay, if we add organic matter, more organic matter is added to the soil, it will decompose, it will increase porosity, hence it will increase drainage in the soil, right? Then we can grow such crop which are salt tolerant. Okay, salt tolerant crops like barley, cotton, sugar beet, these can be grown in such condition for management purpose, right? So this is about your saline soil. Okay, its feature, you have to remember the characteristics, what effect it cause in the crop plant and how do we manage them. Clear? I hope now this is clear. Let's move on to the another type of soil, which is the sodic soil. Now, what are sodic soil? Sodic soil are basically soil having high exchangeable sodium. Sodic sodium. Remember this. ठीक है? Sodic soil means sodium soil, जिसमें sodium ज़्यादा है. Clear? इसी तरीके से याद रखेंगे. Now, when we have more exchangeable sodium, यहाँ पे अब क्या ज़्यादा हो जाएगा? यहाँ पे ज़्यादा हो जाएगा आपका exchangeable sodium percentage. ज़्यादा sodium available है, more will be the exchangeable sodium percentage. Clear? pH will be also more. Okay, pH will be also more than 8.5 because more sodium is present. See, understand, ज़्यादा sodium होता है, pH ज़्यादा ही होता है. Clear? So pH भी ज़्यादा होगा 8.5 से. Then we have electrical conductivity. Now यहाँ पे electrical conductivity will be less than 4 decisiemens per meter. Why? Because free sodium is more, salts are less. Salts ज्यादा होते हैं तो electrical conductivity ज्यादा होती है. यहाँ पे free sodium ज्यादा है. इस तरीके से याद कर लो. Free sodium ज्यादा है, salts थोड़े कम है. Salts होते हैं but it is less. Okay, so free due to this more of excess sodium, salts are less. So electrical conductivity is usually less than 4 decisiemens per meter. Clear? So these are the characteristics of your sodic soil. ठीक है, ये ऐसे याद रखना है. अब इससे प्रॉब्लम क्या आती है? So students, जो सोडियम है, सोडियम का जो मॉलिक्यूल है, बेसिकली ये जो स्ट्रक्चर है सोडियम का एटम है, व्हाट इट डज, इट बेसिकली रिपेल. ओके, सो इट इज अ वेरी बिग आयन एंड इट रिपेल ईच अदर, राइट. जो सोडियम आयन है बहुत बड़ा आयन है. इन द पीरियोडिक टेबल वी आल्सो सी इट कम्स इन द स्टार्टिंग, राइट, ड्यू टू इट्स बिगर साइज. सो जो सोडियम का आयन है वो बहुत बड़ा आयन होता है, एंड व्हेन टू सोडियम आयन कम टुवर्ड ईच अदर दे रिपेल ड्यू टू सेम चार्ज, राइट. सो what kind of problem this type of repulsion create in your soil? Basically it lead to deflocculation of soil. Deflocculation means the soil particle do not aggregate, rather they deflocculate, rather they go away from each other, right. So if deflocculation is there, there is no aggregation. जो soil का structure है that will degrade, the soil structure will degrade, right. So this is one problem that arises due to this sodic soil. Then we have crusting, hard pan formation due to this sodium, due to excess sodium present. The hard pan is formed inside the soil. When this hard pan is formed, there will be the problem of root penetration. The root penetration will be not there inside the soil. ठीक है, जो आपकी plant root है that will be not able to penetrate and go deep inside the soil due to presence of this hard pan. And this hard pan is again formed in this sodic soil, right. There will be nutrient deficiencies of like zinc, iron and phosphorus. Again, nutrient imbalance will be there in the soil, and again not enough nutrient will be present for the crop to grow. Clear? Now how do we manage this sodic soil? So basically what we can do, we can apply gypsum. Gypsum is calcium sulfate. So when this gypsum is applied, your sodium get replaced with calcium. Okay, so what here we are doing, we are replacing the sodium that is attached to soil particle with the calcium. And calcium is something which help in aggregation. So what calcium will do, calcium will aggregate soil particle and it will improve soil structure. ठीक है, hence this gypsum application is done in this sodic soil. Then we can add acid like sulfur or sulfuric acid, because if we'll add acid, it will neutralize your the basicity of the soil, right. So it acidifies and help in release of calcium. So it will release calcium and it will improve, when calcium is released, it will help in improving soil structure, right. We can improve drainage. It will improve drainage. What will happen? Excess sodium will leach off with the water, right. Then we can use green manure like sesbania and dhacha. Sesbania, dhacha are two type of crop which are used as green manure crop. When green manure is added, so it will add organic matter, and when this organic matter is decomposed, it will increase soil, it will improve soil structure first of all. It will increase soil porosity, hence increase drainage, and hence it will help in leaching your all salts and sodium from the soil profile, right. So this is about your sodic soil problem it cause and the management part. Now last we have is saline sodic soil. What are saline sodic soil? Basically, students, again, as it have saline and sodic, both the terminology, so it will have sodium and it will have salts also. Okay, it will have enough amount of salts and sodium. ठीक है, सो दोनों के ही कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होते हैं आपके saline sodic soil में, जिसमें salts भी होते हैं and sodium भी होता है, right. So यहाँ पे electrical conductivity will be more than 4 decisiemens per meter, because again salts are present. Salts are also present here, right. pH is also more than 8.5 and exchangeable sodium percentage is also more than 15%, again because sodium is also present here, right. So these are the characteristics of your saline sodic soil. Now what are the management technique here? Again, here also we can go for gypsum application to replace sodium, right. Sulfur and sulfuric acid, we can acidify the soil, right. Then we can again improve drainage, we can add green manuring. Same application, same thing can be done here for the management purpose as we were doing for the sodic soil, right. So this is about your saline sodic soil. Now students, from this lecture you have to learn the management and the characteristics of these problematic soil, because from here only your examination question was there, right? So I hope with this you have learned about these problematic soil, especially the salt affected soil. We have three types of salt affected soil: saline, sodic and saline sodic soil, right? So with that, with the amount based on the salt and sodium present in the soil, there is a classification done, and based on that you have to learn EC, pH and ESP of these particular soils. Now management is also something that we have discussed. Now we will solve few questions, okay? So as you all were demanding for questions, so right now we are here to, we want to cover the concept. हम अभी concept part को ही अच्छे से cover करेंगे. Questions अभी हम कम लेंगे. When the notification will come, then we will take a revision series where we'll only practice question. ठीक है? Then we'll only take questions, not the concept. But right now we'll take more of the concept in this particular series and few questions, right? So first question, if I see, it is written, which of the following soil characteristic best describes saline soil? ठीक है? Saline soil के कौन से characteristics हैं, right? So if we see the option, so here we are, first of all, saline soil, not sodic soil. Saline soil means high salts, right? So in case of high salts, we know electrical conductivity will be more than 4. So here electrical conductivity is less than 4, it will be not the answer, right? pH is less than 5.5, not the answer, right? If we see this particular option, electrical conductivity is more than 4. Okay, here this can be also again not answer, and if pH is ranging between 6.5 to 7.5, again not the answer. So this option C will be your answer. Electrical conductivity more than 4 decisiemens per meter, pH less than 8.5, then ESP less than 15%. again salt ज़्यादा है, sodium कम होगा, right? तो इस तरीके से ये solve करना है. Now one question for you. You have to solve this question and let me know the answer in the comment section. ठीक है? It's about the management part. Which of the following practice is most appropriate for managing saline and sodic soil? You can see application of urea and ammonium fertilizer, increase liming to increase soil pH, use of gypsum followed by leaching and drainage improvement, then frequent deep tillage to increase evaporation, adding more salt tolerant pesticides. Now you have to again learn the whole concept that we have discussed here and answer this question in the comment section, and do let me know whether you like this lecture or not and what was the answer of this question, right? So that's all for this video. If you're new to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much.